Aloha friends and welcome to my kitchen. I just got done with my morning run and I want to make carnivore chicken parm. You got to try this. It's super delicious. No marinara sauce here, but it still has a sauce that's going to blow your mind. But before we get started, my name is Maria Emmerich. I'm a nutritionist who specializes in the keto carnivore lifestyle, and I've been helping clients for over the past 20 years. I have the best job in the world showing clients how to eat delicious food like this. Come check it out. Okay, to make the chicken parm, we have 3 different options. The carnivore chicken parm. Now, we want an egg, depending on how many chicken breasts you're going to make. We want an egg in a shallow bowl. And now you can choose. You can choose freshly powdered Parmesan, which I just powdered in a blender. You could use that, put that in the shallow bowl, or you could use Porking Good. They make pork rind crumbs. You could use that for your carnivore crust, or you could use my protein sparing bread flour if you want a leaner option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of the, what's it called? The protein sparing bread flour and the Parmesan cheese. I know a lot of people love the pork rind things, but I'm just going to, mix both of these. And I have my Butcher Box chicken breast. I thawed that overnight in the fridge, and it's organic, free range. If you are concerned about buying things organic, choose chicken breasts and eggs. Those 2 things should be bought organic. Beef, I'm not so worried about. Chicken and eggs are what you should buy. And I'm going to get a Ziploc because I'm going to put the chicken breast into the Ziploc. And I'm going to pound this thin with a rolling pin. This will tenderize it and also help it to cook faster. Just be careful that you don't really hit it too hard or it'll split it. You don't want to split it. Nice gentle taps. There we go. It's pretty good. And make sure it's even so it cooks even. There we go. And then we'll take it out. And you want to pat it dry with paper towel. I guess it's not a huge deal, but we're going to get it wet with the egg whites. Pretty dry. We're going to dip it into the egg yolk egg mixture and then into our coating. We're going to coat that well on all sides. If you have any left over, please discard it because we don't want that raw chicken getting anyone sick. So now we're going to go over to the stove and start frying this baby. You could bake it if you want to, again, make it leaner, but frying it's way better. Hi, Kai.
Hi.
It's a beautiful day out, isn't it?
Yes.
And what are you doing?
Drawing.
Drawing. And you also brought a drink with you, didn't you?
Yes.
Element.
Element.
And why do you drink Element?
Because it helps me with some headaches.
Yep. If you ever get a headache, we suggest to drink an Element because it's basically a natural Gatorade without sugar or food dye, and it comes in a convenient packet. We're going camping next week, and we're going to bring these with us to have a nice little flavor bomb in our drink, our water, if you want some flavor in it. It's a nice, healthy option, and it's super convenient. I love the chocolate because you can have a nice little hot chocolate instead of coffee in the morning. And if you're interested in Element, go to drinkelement/Maria. And it's super delicious. What's your favorite flavor, Kai?
Has to be raspberry.
Raspberry salt. What do you want to tell people?
Drink with your kids.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, to start with the carnivore, this is for Craig's breakfast. We'll move that over here. The carnivore chicken parm. You're gonna start with a cup of butter and you're gonna bring it to a high heat. I'm using salted butter, it tends to brown better. And we are making the best Alfredo sauce you've ever had, carnivore or not. It is going to be the sauce instead of marinara, which is totally carnivore. And it's very easy. But browning the butter is a little bit of a technique. You wanna make sure to have a whisk nearby. And we're gonna heat it until brown flecks appear, okay? What else you need is 8 ounces of cream cheese, a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, 2/3 cup of beef broth, and if you're not a complete carnivore, some garlic. It's up to you if you want to use that or not. I am carnivore mainly, but I will use some garlic because I just love it. And what we're going to do is, I should probably have a cutting board, but I don't. I'm gonna just get this ready. I know Craig hates it when I don't use a cutting board. Sorry, Craig. And I have my garlic press that I'll use to get that in there, but not yet. We need this to brown. And if you've never made brown butter before, it's fantastic. I use it to make my brown butter cheese fondue. I use it to make my steak sauce, the best steak sauce ever. If you haven't tried that, you should make that. It's really delicious. It's brown butter, some truffle salt, and cream cheese and beef broth. It sounds super easy, but it's really delicious. And I eat it with my steak all the time. Don't I, Kai?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over there. So this will just take a minute. Okay, so I brown butter so often I can walk away from it and prepare other things and listen to the sound, because it's going to sound different when it starts to brown. Because see how it's sizzling now? When it starts to brown, it gets very quiet and it's going to froth up. And that's when you really want to whisk it, because the edges are going to brown and you could end up getting black butter, which is actually a French delicacy, but it's just tastes like burnt butter to me. But when in doubt, just whisk, 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 because then you'll get a nice even brown. And I like to make mine really, really dark brown, because it's going to bring out the caramely type flavors to the butter. And I just kind of like to make it taste a little, I don't know, it's kind of my recipe then, rather than just using plain butter. And I actually don't use any cream in my recipe. I do this often. I'll use beef broth instead of cream, heavy cream, because it lightens the calories. And I don't know about you, but calories do matter. We have a lot of science behind that. You can't just eat a bunch of fat and expect it to just go right through you, because then you'd have diarrhea all the time. And if you didn't see it yet, Craig and I are holding a class this September 17th. We're hosting it at our house, and so for a lucky 25 people, they are allowed to come to our house. And then the rest of you can join online, but you'll get your questions answered. You're gonna just learn so much. It's all the latest science that we're always learning more new things. It's the latest science on all things proteins. Oh, see how it got quiet? This is when it's browning. All the latest science on protein sparing, on the latest science on carnivore and keto, and which one would be best for your situation. So it's a very awesome class. We'll have the link below, or you could always go to ketomaria.com. It's right on the top of that. But see how it's turning brown? Happens pretty fast. I'm gonna get it a little bit darker. Okay, now I'm going to turn it to low, and I'm going to add the 8 ounces of cream cheese. I want that to soften. And I'm actually going to soften that before I add the broth. We'll add the garlic now, because that will cook the garlic. There we go. If you like a lot of garlic, feel free to use 2 cloves. I'll just use 1. Ooh, it smells good. And Julia Child, her tip is always start with a larger pot than you anticipate, right? I should have done that. It's okay. It didn't spill over this time. I've certainly done that plenty of times. And then once this is softened, you want to make sure to soften the cream cheese because it's a little, you can get balls of it if you don't soften it. And we'll use a stick blender to puree it well. I'm going to add a cup of the freshly grated Parmesan and get that melted. And as you can see, it's not well combined yet, but once we use a stick blender, it will. And I do have a plug-in right here, so let me get that out. I love my stick blender. I use it all the time. Immersion blender, whatever you want to call it. Some people always bite my head off for calling it the wrong thing. And I did invest in the Vitamix because I use it all the time. All right, let's plug in here. I want to go in. And I love it because it releases very easy. Ooh. Got a bunch of cream cheese in there. Now, at this point, you can taste it if you want to. If it needs salt, feel free to add salt, but I think that it's perfect the way it is because we use a salted butter and the parm is salty. So we're gonna let that sit while we get the rest of it going. Okay, now we are going to heat the pan to a medium-high heat. And I am going to use Fatworks, some tallow. If you have duck fat, you can use that. Whatever you want to fry in, go for it. I don't know. We'll add a little bit more. If you have lard, tallow, you name it. It's really delicious. And then once it is hot, we're going to wait till it's totally hot. And that's when we're going to sear it. I want to make sure I have a nice coating on this. I don't even like chicken, but this is delicious. It's getting there. And this is a scan pan. It doesn't have the Teflon or harmful chemicals on it. You can get it on Amazon. It's pricey, but it's definitely an investment. It's non-stick. It works great for cooking. And so, let's see. Nope, not quite yet. Once it starts sizzling, that's when it's ready. Put like a drop of water on it or whatever. Bella, do you know I'm cooking chicken? My little puppy loves chicken. All right, ready? There we go. Probably could have waited another minute. That's all right. So we're gonna get that cooking. I'll save this for more chicken coating or discard it. It's gonna be so good. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I have some mozzarella cheese slices. It wouldn't be chicken parm without it. I'm going to put like 1 or 2, 3, however many pieces of cheese you want, and I'm going to put that into my broiler oven for about a minute or two. Okay, my friends, I just took it out of the broiler oven and the cheese is nice and melted. Now we're just gonna assemble it. And lucky us, I found some of my protein sparing noodles in the freezer, or these are made with gelatin. You don't have to even put anything on there, but it just seems like a complete dish. Also, if you've made my, what's it called? Easy deli meat, that would be a really great option too, to make the noodles. Now we have the Alfredo sauce. Put that over the top here, maybe over here for the chicken. And then ta-da! Carnivore chicken Parmesan. Delicious. Let's see what Kai thinks. Good morning, Kai. How are you?
Good.
What do you think about having carnivore chicken parm for breakfast?
Ooh.
What do you think? I think you'll love the sauce. Why don't you try it and tell people what you think?
Okay.
Honest thoughts. Is it hot? Sorry. You like that sauce?
Yeah.
Really good, huh?
Good.
Well, what do you want to tell people?
Good with your kids. And share this video with your friends.
Mahalo, everybody.
Mahalo.
If you want to change your life like I've changed mine with food, I would be honored to help you. Many of you don't know that I was twice my size. I had acid reflux. I had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had depression. I had IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. And food changed my life. And not only did that happen, I get to eat good food, right? Good food. So if you want to eat good food, I have perfected meal plans made by me and personal help with supplements or modifications if you have Hashimoto's, if you have Graves, if you have IBS, if you have PCOS, contact me. I would be honored to help you. You can go to keto-adapted.com and find a lot of different options there for personalized help, or message me by commenting below on this YouTube video, or you can check me out at mariamindbodyhealth.com. Mahalo.